All right, we're going to get started here. All right, I'd like to thank you all for joining the webinar. My name is Sam Harris with Blue Dolphin Capital, and we're talking about the economic injury disaster loan for the coronavirus. If you are a business owner, a sole proprietor, independent contractor, someone that works in healthcare, someone that works in emergency, police, government, we want to thank you all for joining. And right now we need all hands on deck. And Blue Dolphin Capital, our goal and objective is to bring to you information that you may not have so that you can be able to best position yourself to benefit for yourself and your business. All right, so for those of you that don't know me, we have people calling in from all over the country. We got people logged in. My name is Sam Harris. I'm a real estate broker with Samgen Residential Commercial Realty, and I'm also the president of Blue Dolphin Capital. We are a mortgage broker lender, and we help our clients in all facets of finance and planning for their business. I'm also a president of Black Wall Street, Greater Tampa Bay area. I absolutely love what I do. I've been in this business for more than 25 years, and over the last 20 days, all of our lives have changed. We've gone from having sunny skies and happy days to not knowing what's going to happen next. But I'm here to tell you, we have a plan and there is a solution for you and your small business. So we're here to talk about the disaster that has been declared on our nation in every state. The SBA, working with the Treasury, has put together a package called the CARE Act. It is providing direct working capital to small businesses that are suffering through this economic injury that has been posed on us to no fault of our own. We've been asked as business owners, do not go to your office, stay at home, do not go to work. If you're a restaurant owner, you basically have eliminated all of the capital that you had in your inventory, having to give it away. We have clients that are hotel proprietors that have 95% unoccupied buildings that are not able to keep their employees in. So when Congress acted last week in the Senate, they passed the bill, they got it to the House, President Trump signed the bill. And here, what we're going to be talking about today is how it impacts you and how it benefits you. And as I stated earlier, if you do have questions as I'm going through this, we do have a chat box. You can position it there so that I can answer your questions. The economic injury disaster loan, the basics of it. What businesses are eligible to apply for this working capital for your small business? Every business in America can apply if they have under 500 employees. There are very few categories that are not included. So we're talking hotel owners, landscaping, car wash, barbershops, hairstylists, massage parlors, massage therapy, people that work in healthcare, restaurant owners, even nonprofits can benefit from this new economic loans that have been positioned to provide you working capital. It includes businesses that are directly in the areas that have been affected, which is every state in America. The declaration was signed by the president and also the governors of each state. Even people that are manufacturing widgets qualify for help with this economic disaster. So what is the criteria for you to get a loan approved? For any of you that are on this call, if you've been in business for any length of time, you may have tried to apply for an SBA loan in the past. SBA loans are very cumbersome, they're very detailed, and they're very tedious in the actual information that's needed for you to qualify as a small business. And in most cases, a high percentage of people that apply for SBA loans do not qualify. It's either you don't meet the asset standard, you may not have enough collateral in place, You may also have a situation where you might have government loans that you owe. You just can't qualify. They have repayment statuses that you have to repay the loan within a certain amount of time that a lot of businesses can't meet. And then the eligibility requirement is extremely tough to get an SBA loan. But because of what has happened, Congress has acted. The economic injury disaster loan has flipped everything you know about an SBA loan. It is the complete opposite. There is no collateral requirement. There is no asset requirement. There is no credit requirement for you to qualify for the two loan programs that directly can benefit your business. One is called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, to where you can get a bridge loan to have capital going into your business starting within the next 5 to 10 business days once you're approved. And the other is called the Paycheck Protection Plan, or the Paycheck Protection Program. And we're going to get in detail how that works and how it benefits your business. The Economic Injury Disaster Loan, here's some things that the SBA used to require. If you applied for a loan, you had to have collateral. Now they're offering where you can get a disaster loan now without any collateral up to $25,000. There is no real estate that you have to use and put up for collateral. And even if you get declined, if you apply for this assistance, you're going to be able to get a business grant up to $10,000 for your business. And the way that the law is written in section 1110 of the law, it states if you were declined for any reason, that the repayment of the $10,000 that they will give to your business as an emergency grant will be forgiven, and you will not have to repay it. So hear me loud and clear. If you are a business owner, a sole proprietor, or independent contractor, nonprofit, you need to apply. The first 1 million businesses that apply will get $10,000, and they will not have to pay it back. If your loan gets approved, you will get additional assistance that will be a loan program that you will have to repay, but the terms will be very, very streamlined, and they will be very manageable for your business to be able to move forward. How much can you borrow? Most businesses right now have no capital reserves in their business. This new program with the CARES Act allows your business entity, you can qualify up to $2 million. These will be interest loans that are up to 3.75% for small businesses and 2.75% for nonprofits. With a 30-year term, this is unheard of. You cannot go get a business loan with these type of programs, these type of terms. This is absolutely amazing, and the reason why they're doing it, there's no movement in the economy. There's no circulation of capital. We do not have liquidity. We need to be able to get small businesses back to doing what they're good at, which is running and operating their business and making sure that their employees have a paycheck for doing the jobs and services that they have. The business will be able to get working capital for different size business. Depending on what your need is how you qualify for these services. And here's the thing I want you to be very clear on. This is not a replacement loan of your sales. It's not a replacement of your profits. It is geared towards to help cover your payroll expenses and also your monthly obligations as a business owner or proprietor. Here are some of the things that it will cover. You will be able to cover fixed debts that you have, whether they be credit cards, installment loans, or subscriptions that you may have. Some of you may have accounting payroll services that you're utilizing that as a fixed obligation that you must pay. You may have rent, or you may have a mortgage, utilities, office phones. Those things will be covered under that. And what they want is for you as a proprietor, if you get this assistance, they want you to keep your employees employed. So how do you qualify for this? A small business is defined as 2 employees up to 500 in this law. If you have 2 or more employees, you will be able to qualify for this economic injury disaster loan assistance, and you will also be able to qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program. What kind of small businesses can apply? As I stated earlier, and I will be redundant on purpose, this is something that we've never seen before in the history of our country. We have never experienced what we're going through right now, where we have an entire economy of 360 million people, preferably 100 million people that go to work every day or have a small business, have been told to stay at home and cannot engage in their business. Hotel businesses, recreational facilities, charter boat companies, manufacturers qualify, sports entities, sport vendors, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, engineers, car salesmen, restaurants, retailers, massage therapists, travel agents, people that sell product wholesale, they all qualify to apply for this assistance. What other criteria are involved in this process is 2 key components. You must have a physical presence as a business. There are some businesses that do not have a physical presence, but as long as you're working for someone, if you're an independent contractor, that business that you're working for, as long as they have a presence, you qualify. If you are a sole proprietor where you're working from your home but you're signed up through another organization to conduct business, you qualify. If you're a sole proprietor as a barber or a hairstylist, you qualify. So as long as there's a physical address that is represented with the business, you will be able to get this assistance for this economic disaster loan program. And it is so unique that people are signing up by the hundreds of thousands. So I would encourage you, do not wait. We offer this service to our clients, to business professionals, entrepreneurs. And yes, we do charge, and we'll talk about that later because that's not what's important. What's important is that you get the help and assistance that your business needs. Whether you use us is unimportant, but make sure that you use an important advisor that you trust. If it's a CPA, someone that's your financial advisor, your banker, someone that knows what the heck they're talking about, not just reading talking points, but someone that has actually studied the bill, that understands financial service, that understands banking. And that's what we do at Blue Dolphin Capital. We absolutely understand the inner workings of how this works so that when we engage with you as a small business or an entrepreneur, we can give you 100% how it is. And we're not going to ever provide you with something that is not correct. So we're going to make sure that we 100% know what we're talking about before we engage with you, and make sure that we give you the right guidance because we want to become your trusted advisor. Here's some basic filing requirements. Everyone's like, well, what do I file? What do I need? We've got that all covered for you. You need an SBA Form 5. And these forms are kind of complicated. And you ask, what do they want? Should I fill out this box? Should I click that box? That's why you hire a trusted advisor. Now, can you do this yourself? Absolutely. What I say to people is, like they say, the old adage is, a fool is someone that represents himself in court, not because he's a fool, it's because he doesn't understand the law. When you don't understand the law and you don't know how the inner workings and how to move within those waters, you're going to make a wrong move and wind up having yourself in a worse situation than if you would have just paid for legal advice. It's the same thing here. When you're applying for assistance through this economic injury disaster loan, there are some very complex things here that you might not understand initially. Our goal is to walk you through the process. And by walking you through the process, we do get paid a fee to do that. But like I said, that's not important. And the reason why I emphasize that is that everyone wants to know, what is the gotcha? There is no gotcha. What we're trying to do is give you the best information that can allow you to make a prudent decision for your business and have the right tools and resources available for you to do that. So we have the SBA form for the 4506T. That's where they're going to look at your tax returns. They're going to see if you file your taxes. Also, do you have your most recent tax return completed? If you don't, we have an affiliation and network with amazing CPAs that can help you get your tax work done. Schedule of liabilities, we help you put that together so that when you apply for the payroll protection program, you have everything outlined and you know exactly what your business needs without guessing. We're going to go through a complete analysis to ensure that we are on point with what your revenue is, what your expenses are, so that you can engage with your bank, because how you get this new payroll, paycheck protection program, you have to apply for it through your bank. You're going to need a personal financial statement. And also we have a fee disclosure form and compensation agreement that's provided by the SBA. It's required that we have this documentation if we assist you in this process. Other forms that may be required if you want to do more than just the payroll protection program and the emergency disaster loan, you can also apply for other SBA programs that are available. And this is where you will need some assistance with the CPA to provide you with documentations for your federal tax returns, your profits and loss, and your up-to-date profits and loss and balance sheet. Entities that are not eligible for assistance, agriculture business. If you know someone that's a farmer, it's not too bad for them. We can absolutely help them. They have other program and assistance for the program through the USDA. Religious organizations, some religious organizations will qualify for assistance. You will qualify what's called the Paycheck Protection Program. You will not qualify if you are a religious organization for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Charitable organizations, gambling organizations as well, casino, racetrack, racketeering, none of those will get the benefits of this new legislation with the CARE Act. Here's some things that have happened, and this is fast moving. If you blink, I can guarantee you that things have changed. Since the last time I talked to my accountant, we've had 5 or 6 things that have changed. And this has been in the last 2-3 hours. So it's very liquid, it's very fluid. So here's some major changes that have happened as of March 27th, when Congress passed and had the president sign it. Here are new entities that are eligible: travel business, cooperatives, ESOPs. And these are with employees of less than 500. Also nonprofits, 501c6. This can be an organization that helps minority-owned business, that help Hispanic-owned business, that help Black-owned business, that help children with technology, that help elderly people with technology. So those entities have set aside in this law $250 billion just for nonprofits to be able to educate people about how this bill impacts them and can help their business get through this rough patch that we're actually in. The EIDL is what they actually refer to this loan as, so that's the acronym, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. This is something that's approved by the SBA, and before Congress passed this last Friday, it was based on your credit score. But now there is no credit score that's driving this. They will look at your credit score, but it is not the determining factor that determines if you get approved or denied. In addition to that, you can get up to $200,000 approved without a personal guarantee. This is unheard of. This is amazing. If your business has the number of employees and you have expenses that you're trying to continue growing your business through this rough time, you can get a loan that's by the SBA with no personal guarantee. That is unheard of, and that is enough of the price of admission of you being here, which is your time to be able to impact your business. Borrowers can receive what we call the emergency grant. This is what most people don't know about. Even if you apply for assistance for the economic injury disaster loan, and I'm repeating myself on purpose because I want to make sure that you have clarity and understand that there are resources for your business. This is not the money that they send it to you in your IRS account for your personal tax returns. This is income. This is money and resources above those things. If you get that $1,200 check, just say hallelujah. But this is for those entrepreneurs, those sole proprietors, and those independent contractors that get up every day taking risks so that you can be able to operate your business, cover your payroll, and be able to allow your business to see another day. This emergency grant, if you do not get qualified for the economic injury disaster loan, you will get that $10,000, and it is only available for the first 1 million businesses that apply. So if you have not applied, you either need to do it yourself or ask for help and our assistance to help you get it done. Because once that money is gone, we are not sure if they're going to repony up. But they put aside $10 billion. If you take $10 billion and divide it by 10,000, you get 1 million. So 1 million businesses, whether they qualify or not, will get $10,000 for their small business that they will not have to pay back. And don't let anybody tell you different, because if they tell you different, they didn't read the law. The Paycheck Protection Program. This is the other benefit that you get as a small business. You're able to get the Paycheck Protection Program under the SBA. Is a guaranteed loan that is 100% forgivable. As long as you, as the small business owner, pay for your payroll with the current employees that you have, because we want you to keep those employees employed. Or we want you to rehire your employees that you put on furlough or that you laid off. And one of the biggest challenges that we have in our business as a brokerage is that we have clients that need to close. They cannot close because their business that they work for is a small business. They don't have working capital to pay the payroll. So what this bill is doing is basically saying we want to give capital to small businesses so that they have business continuity to cover their expenses, such as their payroll, their health insurance, sick leave, retirement benefits, mortgage payments, rent expense, and utilities. And the principle for this loan is for you to be able to continue your business through June 30th of 2020. So here's how it works. If you apply for this, you have to apply for it through your bank. Your local bank will be the one that guaranteed the loan, that will get a guarantee from the SBA. As long as you pay your payroll with the stated number of employees that you put on a self-certifying form, and you pay your expenses through June 30th from the money that you receive for the Paycheck Protection Program, it will be 100% forgivable as long as you keep your employees on for 12 months from the time that you receive the funding. Now, here's the great news. Some of you may be thinking, wow, this is great, but what if the economy doesn't change? What if Corona stays around a little bit longer than we're anticipating? They put a caveat in the bill that allows you as a small business owner to be able to make adjustments. So you can make adjustments to your payroll by 25%. As long as you don't go over 25% reduction in your payroll expense as of June 30th, the loan will be 100% forgivable. So as an example, if your payroll was $10,000 per month, the Paycheck Protection Program will give you 2.5 times what that monthly expense is times 2. So if it's $10,000, you'll have a total of $25,000 that they will approve you for your monthly expense to cover for your payroll and your expenses. They will give you that for 2 months, so it'll be a total of $50,000. So it'll be $25,000 for month 1. It'll be $25,000 for month 2, for a total of $50,000. Come June 30th, if you see that there's no change in this coronavirus and we're still in a high alert and the crisis hasn't gotten better, you can adjust your compensation to your employees by 25%. So instead of paying out $10,000 for your payroll, now you only pay out $7,500. So it's giving you another $2,500 that you can use other places. And as long as you keep them employed for the next 12 months from the time you receive funding, it will be 100% forgivable. It will become a business grant. That's why the Paycheck Protection Program is a game changer. There's never been anything like it, and it has streamlined the process. So it is for employers, including self-employed, independent contractors, sole proprietors. As long as you have 500 or fewer employees, you're eligible. Hospitality businesses, especially the people that are in hotels and travel agencies, the cruise lines and airlines, they all qualify. If you're under 500 employees or fewer for your enterprise, you qualify. For those industries that happen to be bigger than 500 employees, there's a whole set of other rules and capital that's available for your business. As an example, American Airlines is going to need assistance. They will have the ability, based on the size of their employment, they will have the ability to be able to get $10 billion of assistance for their business. Affiliate business, if you were an Amazon business and you have items that you can't ship, as affiliate business, you qualify under this rule. So this is a game changer for small business. Make sure that you're getting good advice. If it's not from us, make sure that you get it from someone that can give you that direction and guidance that you will need through this process. The loan that for the payroll protection is for your employees has been defined as of March 1st. If you were paying these expenses as of March 1st, or you're out of income as a sole proprietor or independent contractor, you will qualify for this assistance. And again, just to be totally redundant on purpose, it will cover your rent expenses, it will cover your utilities, it will cover interest on debt obligations that you had incurred before March 1st. Now, here's an example. I just went to this about maybe 5 minutes ago before we got on the call. And I went to Chase because I check all the banks every hour on the hour. We're trying to find out who has the guidance for you to get the assistance for the Paycheck Protection Program. Well, here's what's happening is that the banks are aware of it, but no guidance has been issued to the banks. We believe that this guidance should be issued between April 1st and April 3rd. Do not wait to do your paperwork for them to get guidance. We're asking all small businesses, get with someone that can help you, whether it's us or you do it on your own. Get your paperwork in order so that you can submit this and be ready so when the guidance is issued, you're not waiting around. So this is JP Morgan Chase. They just put this on their website today. So as you can see, this is not something that is hyperbole. It's something that Sam and his company just cooked up. This is on a national bank's website. Everything that I just said to you is right there for you to see it. They're talking to you about the Paycheck Protection Program, how they have expanded the SBA guidelines. It talks about the borrower will certify. What that means is that whatever you tell them, that's what they're going with. The next line there says no personal guarantee or collateral. This is not something we're making up. This is for real. It has never happened in the history of our country and in financial services. I've never seen it. But there's always a first time. So if you want your business to continue and you want to grow so that not only you can help your family, but you can help other people, the resources are there for you. Also, the line where it says JP Morgan is experiencing high call volumes. If you call the SBA, the average wait time is 2.5 hours. If you call the Florida Office of Economic Opportunity, average wait time is 2.5 hours. JP Morgan's average time is 1 hour. And you are a customer of that business, that bank, and you cannot get through. That is how busy it is. That's how huge the impact is. So do not wait to get these documents and apply for assistance. How to get the loan. You have to apply through your bank, as I was stating earlier. You get approved for the SBA Paycheck Protection Plan through your local bank. You're going to self-certify it. You're going to acknowledge that you're going to retain your workers and maintain your payroll and take care of your expenses such as mortgage, lease payments, utility. The other thing is that the employer, on number 3 here, you cannot apply to more than 2 banks. If you apply to more than 2 banks, you're going to negate yourself. You're not going to get the help that you need. So when you do apply, you only can apply one time. You cannot double dip. This injury and the period is covered from February 15th through December 31st. That's how long you have to apply. So if you feel you're not in a position to apply, or you're not ready to apply, or it sounds too daggum good to be true, you have until December 31st of 2020. The loan repayment, you can apply for this loan forgiveness. The documents will be delivered to you by your bank. When you complete these documentations, they will have what's called a verifying form that's called the FTE, which is a full-time equivalent employee form for your payroll and the rate of pay that you're paying your employees. Also, it will be self-certified. What you're going to tell them is going to be true. And the SBA may have other documents that they're requiring for you to have. And if they do, they will notify you up front. The limitations on forgiveness is very simple. If you have payroll costs, it cannot exceed $100,000 for one employee. The payment of interest of mortgage payments, it qualify for you to include it in your expense ledger when you apply for this assistance. You also can either have rent or a lease program that qualifies when you apply for this assistance. And just to reiterate, the limitations of forgiveness is simple. Pay your employees for the period of time from the time that you receive the funding through June 30th. If you see that rehiring your employees or trying to retain them at that point is going to be too difficult, you can reduce their wages by 25%. As long as you do not go below the 25%, you pay the payroll as stated on your form that you filled out and self-certified, the loan will be forgiven. And realize that loan can be anywhere from several thousand to as much as 10 million on the payroll protection program. So depending on the scale and size of your business, there is a lot of latitude for you to get what you need to be able to cover your working capital. So here's the other thing that I believe is very exciting for you as a small business, because you have a lot of costs that you cannot recover right away. When you used to apply for an SBA loan, the average cost was $3,500 to apply for the application fee. All of that's been waived. The federal government is paying that to the banks. There is zero risk to your local bank. If your local bank is JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, KeyBank, Regis, SunTrust, Suncoast, any of those banks, when you go to apply, if that's where you bank for your business, you will have zero upfront costs to apply for that loan, where you used to have to pay about $3,500 because there were all types of fees built into you just qualifying, not even getting a loan. But those costs are covered. The SBA will process this under the Payroll Protection Program. Is a brand new 7A program that allows you to be able to cover your working capital for your payroll and your expenses. Now, here's the good news, is that the federal government, the U.S. Treasury, is paying 5% to your bank. If your loan is $350,000, they're going to get 5% to process, underwrite, and close that deal. If your loan is $350,000 to $2 million, they're going to get 3%. Your bankers are going to love you because they're going to be getting paid to do something that they already have been doing that they used to get half of that. But because this is so serious, we have to have attention to detail, and we have to have professionals working to get your business back up and running. And the only way that they could see to do it is to incentivize the banks to be able to provide this assistance so that we can get liquidity back into the economy. The banks, once they complete your loan for your payroll and the expenses that you state and self-certify, they will get paid within 5 business days from the federal government for doing your loan. And it's 100% guaranteed by the U.S. Treasury. That is unheard of. The SBA loans used to only be qualified for up to 75% of the loan amount. So that means that the bank had a 25% risk. With this new Paycheck Protection Program, it is a 7A SBA loan. They're guaranteeing it by 100%. That is unheard of, and it's amazing, and it's there for you as an entrepreneur. If you are a small business person or a sole proprietor, independent contractor, the resources are there. You just have to have the will to make sure you get the right information, that you're working with the right professionals, make sure it's a trusted advisor. And I'm reiterating this on purpose. You do not have to work with us. It is our goal to provide you the information so that you can be able to get your business back on track. In addition to the emergency disaster loan, or the economic injury disaster loan, and the Paycheck Protection Plan, there's also what's called the Express Loan Program. The Express Loan Program is a streamlined SBA program that you have to qualify for. But what's unique about this is that it has increased the limits from $350,000 to as much as $1 million. So think about this. You get the economic injury disaster loan, your bridge loan, you get the $10,000 grant, you get the Paycheck Protection Program. And in addition to that, you have the ability to provide more opportunity for your business to grow by getting an express loan, because if you don't qualify for it, that's what we do. We'll make sure that we put the things in place. If you're not qualifiable for an express loan, we know how to make sure that we get you qualified. If it's something as simple as helping you improve your credit, helping you get your financial statements correct, helping you get your profits and loss in order. If you don't have a CPA, we can refer you to a CPA. There's no reason for your business not to be in business 60, 90 days down the road, only if you choose not to. And I like to say this to you entrepreneurs that are on this call. You have to start thinking different. 20 days ago, our life changed forever. We're in a new era. We're going to see something that we've never seen in our lifetime. So if you are a coffee shop proprietor and you can't have anybody come to your office or your shop to buy coffee and get the nice brownies and cookies that you make, guess what? Put it online. Ship it to them. Find another way. You know, we always like to say, hey, we'll make a way out of no way. And for those of you on this call, you know what I mean by that. As an entrepreneur, you do that on a daily basis. This is no different. The only thing that you have to remember, and it's very important that you do, you have to change your mindset and also change the way you conduct business, because it may not be the same for quite some time. Here's a question that we just received. It says, can a business get what we call the EIDL loan, which is the economic injury disaster loan? And can we receive the paycheck loan? The answer is absolutely. You can receive both of them. You can get that emergency loan along with that emergency grant. And you can get the Paycheck Protection Program. The only thing that the law says is that you cannot cover the same expense. So as an example, if your payroll is $10,000 and you're going to get 2.5 times for those expenses, that's $25,000 that you're going to be able to get assistance for. But that's the max loan that you can get with the economic injury disaster loan, is $25,000 without any collateral. So that's only going to cover a portion of your employee payroll and your expenses. So the Paycheck Protection Program will pick up whatever the EIDL loan leaves off, because it will not cover your entire expenses for that 60 days or that 8-week period of time that's outlined in the law. So you can get both of them. You just cannot cover the same expense twice. So to answer your question, that was a great question. You will qualify for that. And again, I want to reiterate, make sure you get with a financial advisor or expert or a lender, someone that loves what they do, that understands this law. If you do not choose to work with us, that's okay. But make sure you work with someone that is highly intelligent and that knows what they're doing and that can get results for you and your small business. So here's some final requirements. We're going to kind of land the plane here. So I want you, if you have notes, you can write this down. If not, we'll send you something by email. Electronic application form. You need to fill that out. And I got some great advice from a very wise person. Says you got to always keep a paper trail. And man, when I found that out, I normally always did that, but just the way that this person put it, it keeps me focused and making sure that I leave a paper trail on everything that I do. So when it comes to you as a business, you should do the same. You're going to need if you're a sole proprietor, you're going to use the form 5C. You're going to have a 4506T. Most recent tax returns is not necessary, only if you're applying for the additional loan through the SBA. Personal financial statement. I think this exercise is a good exercise to kind of see where you're at financially. And it doesn't matter if the number is $10 or $100,000. You need to know what your personal financial statement is. I always tell my clients, you got to know what your financial independence number is, because if you don't know that, you're going to be going out here aimlessly trying to build your business going nowhere. You need a schedule of liabilities. Well, that's the form 2202. And then also we need the form 159D, which is the disclosure for fee and compensation. Whoever you work with, they have to have this form signed by you. It's a requirement of SBA. If they don't have this form signed by you and they're saying, hey, just give me the money, you may want to question that. So we're going to kind of land the plane, and then we're going to have questions. Any questions you have, I will stay on as long as necessary. So the disaster loan application portal, it has crashed over 10 times. And over the weekend, while most people were sleeping, the SBA and the Treasury rebuilt the website. So for those people that applied for assistance by paper application and they logged in and created their online account without any help, most of those applications were lost because the system crashed. So they rebuilt the system. It is more streamlined. It is easier to use. It flows even better, and it makes the process faster. I think we were probably on about 7 or 8 webinars today. in between calls, talking to different clients. In between those calls, I did a total of 3 disaster loan assistance for small business right here in Tampa. I called the client, we got their information. Literally, because we know what we need, we were able to have everything that she needed for her business. And she has 2 businesses. We were able to get that done in record time, and she has a confirmation number. She is in line for one of those $1 million businesses that you need to be. She's one of them. So once we get more update, we will inform her as well as anyone that's within the market about that. The economic injury application, this is what it looks like when you go there. And then when we complete the registration, we will get a confirmation number, which we will send you a copy of your application if you choose to work with us. Our goal is to submit your application as soon as possible, streamline the process so that you don't have any delays and that you can get the assistance that you need. So just a quick recap, you can get up to $2 million on the economic injury disaster loan, 3.75% interest rate, and this will help you with working capital for your small business. You can use it for fixed debt, payroll, account payables, to pay any type of bills that are these monthly fixed obligations that you currently have. And again, this is not for replacement of sales or profits or expansion. This is not to go and say, okay, I'm going to go get a new location. No, this is for you to maintain your current business and keep your employees. So you may be asking, well, what can I do now? The best thing that you could have done was be on this webinar. So the next action would be to get in contact with us so that we can help you through the process. Or if you decide you want to do it on your own, we have all the information on our website. Our website is Blue Dolphin Cap, that's CAP.com. So if you want to do it on your own, you have the ability to do that. So here's where I'll end it, is that how can we help you and how can we help your business? I would say maximize our expertise and just know that there are a lot of moving parts, and it is our job to make sure that we know. So when we engage with you to talk about the SBA program, we can provide you with good advice. We work with nonprofits. If you decided that our way wasn't the way for you, we can refer you to a nonprofit within our area that may be able to help you. I'm not really sure what their program is, but we will make sure we engage you in that route. And last but not least, Blue Dolphin Capital not only will help you get through this process to get the working capital that you need for your business through the CARE Act, we also help with financing. We look at how we can restructure your existing home mortgage or your business mortgage if you need it to help give you more cash flow so that you can continue building your business.